dedicato la mia vita ai momenti più felici, ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Pari grande amore, Bari unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora, facci gridare ancora, facci gridare ancora, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Quanti viaggi con gli amici, tanti posti sconosciuti, tutti uniti innamorati di un sogno.
Wow, soccer ball right into your living room. Welcome everyone to a brand new edition of the Staten Island Soccer Report, coming to you live tonight from the studios of CTV. Definitely got to give shout outs to Brian behind the glass, Kenny, and everybody else at CTV. Without them, we don't have a show. As always, Vito Canena and special guest tonight, John Lee Antonio. Welcome, gentlemen, to the show.
Thank you.
What's going on, guys? How's well, you know what, let's just start off with what's going on the island. We'll start off with John. I know you coach a couple of teams.
The high school season went real well this year. Farrell won the Island championship, and as far as the Catholic League, they did really well. They went to like the semifinal for the city.
Nice.
Last year we won the city, St. Peter's, and this year we went to the quarterfinals. We did pretty well. We lost to Kennedy in overtime, 2-1, and they went on to win the city. So basically, we lost to the team in overtime that ended up winning the city.
Right.
So we had another successful year. We usually have, we're usually pretty successful every year, so we did okay.
All right.
And obviously, our JV team did pretty well too. So I lose 14 seniors for next year. So we don't look at it as rebuilding, but hopefully the JV steps up and does well for us next year.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. How many did you lose going into this season from last year?
We only lost four
from
last year, but four very good players that went on to play Division I.
Right.
So we lost four very good, talented players. So this year we were still pretty strong, but I had a lot of seniors this year, and we were hoping to repeat and have a good. And we did have a good season. We lost in overtime on a bad call, which but
all right, it's part of the game. With those four players, losing those four with them this season, you probably take it back, right? You go again, right?
Yeah.
Repeat. Back
kids
to that.
we lost, matter of fact, they're making an impact in college. Mike
yeah.
Giannino was player of the week as a freshman at LIU.
Okay.
Nick Diamantis had a good season also. So even the four players we lost are having an impact with their college teams, which is great.
And that's all you can ask for, right? Yeah, some kind of impact. All right, so traveling now, going into, I guess, the winter break here, right? The winter season. What's going on? What are you busy?
Well, with the U15 team that I have, we didn't play in the fall because most of them are actually my JV players, so they didn't. We didn't have a fall season, so we just started training at the beginning of November. So we've had about 10 or 12 practices so far. I've added some players. I think we're going to have a very good team for the spring.
Where are you playing in the spring?
We're going to play in Mosa again, but we're going to go to some EDP tournaments and see how we do there.
Yeah. Test them a little bit. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so for the winter, you got something going on? Playing a winter season?
We're gonna go to the Armory a few times for indoor tournaments. We're gonna try to do good U. So I'm gonna try to keep them busy as much as possible. We got a gym for the winter. We're ready to start practicing right after the new year.
Just the touches, right, John?
Yep.
Just keep them touched.
Obviously, getting a lot of touches on the ball. Technical ability, a lot of trapping and passing drills, and just get them ready for the spring season. Keep them in shape and ready to go. That's basically what the indoor season is. I mean, obviously, it's close, tight, and it builds up their skill level more. So you want to do as much as you can in the winter so that this way, as soon as you get outside in the spring, you're ready to go.
Ready to go, yeah. So let's touch on, you also do some training, right? You do some personal training stuff?
Yeah, I do that pretty much all year.
Right,
You know,
so
I train teams that ask me to train them. St. Joseph Hill Academy, I train most of their grammar school kids, teams. So we do that, and Staten Soccer Club, I train a couple of teams there. Right. And private training here and there when somebody needs it. So
if anyone watching now or on YouTube, Facebook wants to get in touch with you, how can they do that? If
they could, you know, my cell phone number is 347-204-0736. My email address is out there. Most of them know it. So they
Are you on Facebook also?
On Facebook also.
Okay.
So
all right. Okay. Pretty much anything else? Any last words on your teams? Anything you want to mention? You
know, obviously my travel team's working hard right now. They've been outside in the cold.
Really?
You know, we've been practicing every Tuesday and Thursday out in the cold at Al Hollow. Okay. We're going to get one more weekend before the Christmas break. So, and you know, they're very dedicated. The fact that they're out there in 30-degree weather. You know, we're going from 6 to 7:30 at night, and they're working hard, and everybody's showing up to practice, and you know.
That shows me. Yeah, it tells me a lot. That's for sure. All right, I think we got a call around the line. Let's see, Brian. If not, we'll continue. Okay, John. Great work. Thank you for being a trainer. Thank you for coaching, because we, you know, as you know, we need good coaching and definitely good training. All right, we'll just jump into professional. We could start on the women's side, maybe. Oh, you know what, Vito? Let's start. Let's see what you got, Lay.
Well, Body, you know, continues to win. They won last week.
Yep.
Then they played Wednesday. They beat Trona 1-0. So
where are they from? Trona.
I wasn't really sure, but
no, okay.
A lot of these teams, who ever heard of them? The stadiums are very looks like a peewee league. You know, some of the stadiums that they play. You know,
it is like an amateur.
Yeah, it's D.
It's D.
Yeah,
You said
Body's the only one that has a really good stadium, but everybody else, there hasn't been any impressive stadiums.
Right.
But now they're rounding it off. They're playing Rockella the last week, which is coming up.
Oh, the first round.
Yeah, the Rockella is gonna. That's it.
Where are they in the standings? Do you know?
Rockella?
Yeah, do we have it?
Okay, yeah, we have it here.
Yeah, let's take a look. I mean, they're 13
Rockella's
wins.
in 14th place.
Oh, so hopefully that's another win for them.
Body leads the way. I mean, and they're up 42 points, and Torres is 31, so they have a good lead.
Yeah.
Their lead is similar to like Juventus, pretty much. Big lead, so.
But let's not take it for granted. They still have half a season to go.
Yeah, they have another half season.
Let's just, it's on, you know, we said it in the beginning of the season, it's the comeback, right?
I mean, the good thing about Body is the veterans have been carrying them. Brienza scoring in important moments. Valerio Di Cesare. Pozzi Bon has been a good scorer. Semei. It's been a team effort.
Yeah.
You don't really see just one individual. It sees the whole team.
I think the younger ages, I think you get more of that, right? Instead of the individual show-off type thing, you know. But for me, I think the best thing to happen to Body is they got the owner.
Yeah,
the owner's the best thing, because why? Because he's got the backing, right?
Right. So hopefully, little by little, they'll start building. Right. You know, like we talked about last time. They, you know, as soon as they get a good player, they sell them off because they need the money, and hopefully, with the new owner, they build up, have young players that are good, talented, and they keep them. You know, and keep building from there, and you know.
Are your roots from Body?
Yeah.
Okay, what part?
Palo del Colle.
Oh, okay, I know a lot of people.
So that's the key. We can't sell players, you know, because we don't have the funds. But hold on to them, and you know, hopefully we can.
If I'm not mistaken, Sylvester Stallone's family's from there.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone.
I knew he was Bodies. Yeah. I'd heard that.
Yeah. So, what else you got with Body, Vito? What do we got?
Someone's saying Forza Body, and then
well, I mean, we got a lot of followers. You know, the Bodies, the fans in Body just love the fact that we covered that team here in New York. All right, they love the fact that even Serie D. To me, I told them it doesn't matter where they play. A fan is always going to be a fan of a team.
Yeah, I've been watching the games on DAZN. You know. Yeah. They switched.
I watch them. You know, we stream them online, so I watch the games online. Again, it doesn't matter, and they play in San Nicola, tremendous stadium.
Yeah, that's where they'll be this week.
You know, again, it doesn't matter where they're playing.
They might as well use the stadium, right, to have it in, like, it's just sitting there.
Right.
So, you know what, and I think they're getting pretty decent crowds.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, not really, but, again, the diehards are going to go, you know. You know, they'll sell out the stadium when the team is, you know, back in B and doing well in B and stuff like that. But, again, the diehards will be there. I think even this past weekend, the women's team played in San Nicola.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, which they normally don't. I think their home field is
It'd be
in Benedetto.
interesting to see the Italian national team have a game in Bari because they do pretty well. When they have games in Bari, they usually have a good fan attendance.
What's their record in Bari?
I'm sure pretty good. I mean, I remember
when they played there a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and they also in the 1990 World Cup they played England.
Yeah,
they were the third place match.
Well, the fans in Bari, they're starving for a good team, and to get back to Serie A. So, in a few years, hopefully, we'll be back there.
Yeah.
I would like to see a straight run, year after year.
Yeah, of course.
Get into C.
That's what Parma did.
Yep.
They
Exactly.
went from D to A. So
where's Parma now? Where are they now?
Serie A.
Yeah, where? What position?
Have it right here. Parma is below Sampdoria. They've just met Sampdoria, beat them 2-0.
Okay.
Parma is, where are they? Let me see.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do well. They're probably down towards the bottom of the table.
Yeah, it's not coming up, but I think they were below Sampdoria, and then obviously, Sampdoria beat them, so that didn't help their cause.
All right, so we're done with Bari. Anything else you want to add about the Barese? No?
Just keep it going.
That's it. I mean, I feel like they will. They
have to replicate what they did in the first round in the return round. If they can do that, they'll be on their way to clinching.
It's amazing, and I want to put a video on. I didn't get a chance to today, but the fans, it's just the passion. You just watch even the opening today, and you see that's when they were playing well, and the stadium was packed. It's just unbelievable.
Parma must be 12th because there's no 12th place here, so that's the only team that probably.
I'm just going to throw a number out. Let's say now, because they're in Serie D, and let's just say they get 1,000 fans in San Nicola. Those 1,000 fans, right, will match any MLS crowd. Yeah. Or maybe even more with the passion.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the difference.
Well, you know what it is? You're talking about a team that was born in 1908, so
yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of history.
Right. Okay. So I think that's it for Bari. Hopefully, just keep it rolling, keep it going, and we'll see.
Did you catch any of the games this week in Serie A?
No, actually, no.
The Roma-Genoa game was very exciting. If Vincenzo calls, he might mention the game was fast-paced. Genoa took the lead 1-0, then it was 1-1, 2-1, 2-2. Then Roma reclaimed the lead. But before they reclaimed the lead, Genoa scored a goal. They looked like it was a legit goal, and they disallowed it in Roma. Genoa could have been up 3-2. Yeah. That game could have ended 3-3, but it seems like something went wrong.
All right. Give us a rundown on Serie A. I mean, Vincenzo, he might be having a phone.
The situation with Serie A is basically Juventus is running away with it so far. 46 points, Napoli 38, Inter Milan 32, AC Milan 26, Lazio 25, Atalanta 24. Atalanta beat Lazio today, 1-0.
You hate to see Juve run away with it. There's nothing else.
It's too good. Yeah. Roma 24, Sassuolo 24, Sampdoria 23, Fiorentina 22, Torino 22. Then Parma, then you got Cagliari at 17, Empoli, Spal, Genoa, Udinese, Bologna. This is the red zone. Bologna, Frosinone, Chievo. And Bologna's playing tomorrow, and should they lose against Milan, they're saying Inzaghi's on the hot seat. If they lose tomorrow, that might be it.
And what's going on with Milan? Where are they? I mean, I know.
Well, they're in fourth place. They're in fourth place. Okay. They're in fourth place, but the hot seats were so Inzaghi and the Roma coach. Had Roma lost to Genoa, they were saying every week that he was on the hot seat.
They were expected to make a run at it this
Surprisingly,
year,
who would think that Roma's in 7th? Would you think?
No.
A team of that level, what they did in the Champions League and the semis last year?
I'll always go back to it, John. That's why we play the games.
Yep.
I mean, on paper, it means nothing. Look at Ronaldo. The first, how many games did it take for him to score a goal?
It took about 4 or 5,
while
right?
To get
you could see in the beginning of the season he was getting frustrated because you know what? He wasn't used to that style of play either. In Italy, everything's more defensive. He comes from Spain where everything's going forward and not just counterattacking. Teams are just going forward. He was on a Real Madrid team that scored a lot of goals. He goes to Juventus and it's defensive oriented. And it took him a few weeks, and now he's starting to fit right in. And you know what? I think the main goal was any Champions League anyway.
Right.
So I think the first half of the Italian season was to just make sure everybody was gelling, and then hopefully he's the missing piece for when they go into the Champions League,
Speaking of the Champions League,
deep into the Champions League.
They just did the draw.
Let's hold off. Let me put John in a position because as a former player, it's got to be frustrating, regardless if you're trying to, different league. if you're a known goal scorer, you want to score.
You know what? There's plenty of times where if the players are used to you, they know where to feed the ball to you.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, I've been on some teams where, like, let's say it was just one particular game or Santa Rosalia or whatever, where I was around players that didn't know me well, and I'd be making a run, they wouldn't be sending me the ball or whatever the situation was, and you can go 90 minutes without seeing the ball 3 times.
That's frustrating.
Or if you play with players that know you well, and you know they've been teammates for you for a while, then you know you're getting the ball a lot, or you run into a place and they're sending that ball through to you, and you feel more comfortable. Sometimes it takes a while to get comfortable.
Yeah.
Even if you are talented, even if you can take on 3-4 players at a time, you know.
Yeah, you got.
Surprisingly, how good Ronaldo is. This might be a year that he's not going to win the World Player of the Year.
Right.
But they're saying it's probably going to be Modric. He won the other one, and the other, by the end of the year they'll announce the France football one. They had the World Player of the Year. So, I mean, a player that great, but you know what? It didn't work out in the World Cup. Had it worked out in the World Cup, Ronaldo might have won it again this year. But because they had an early exit, Portugal, I think that might be the difference.
They did well. I mean, Portugal's Portugal. They have a pretty good team, and they just don't have enough, it seems. They'll get to the quarters, maybe even the semis, and obviously he's always trying to carry the team, and sometimes you can't.
They won the Euros, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they got that under their belt, so, I mean, But, they're a good team. I mean, can't take much away from Portugal.
Look at this. Cassano to NYC confirmed.
Yeah, Cassano. Who was talking about Cassano?
NYCFC.
Yeah. All right, so you want anything else on Serie A?
Can we speak about the draw?
Anything Serie A? We're done?
Serie A, just the games that are upcoming.
Goal scorers. You got stats for that, right?
I was just going to tell you about the upcoming games this week. Lazio Cagliari, Milan Fiorentina seems like an interesting game.
And Fiorentina, what do they have?
I mean, but still, it's always a good game when they play.
Right, the two cities.
Empoli Sampdoria, that's Caputo. Caputo's team. He didn't score this week, but he assisted, so he's always doing something. He's always producing.
A coach's dream, that guy is. He really is. A coach's dream.
Genoa Atalanta, Napoli Spal, Sassuolo Torino, Udinese Frosinone, Chievo Inter, Parma Bologna, and Juventus Roma is the showcase.
But that's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Let's see, maybe Roma can, get in the win column over there. Let's just go back to Serie B. Foggia. What's going on with Foggia?
Well, Lecce lost this week. I saw Lecce, and they lost 2-1. Foggia was in the bottom.
They're in the bottom,
yeah,
right?
They're somewhere in the bottom.
Going. So, and they have, who do they have from Body?
Galano.
What's his name?
Galano.
Another great player.
Yeah.
Really good, hard working.
I mean, I think if Mancini, it'd be nice to see him go to, he used to play for Sampdoria. Maybe he'll be at the game this week, Empoli Sampdoria, because he was a Sampdoria player. It'd be nice to see up close Caputo. Maybe he could impress him because he's really done a great job, and he's got to get, he's well deserved of getting a call up for the national team.
All right. Stats. What do you got stats-wise as far as the big boys?
So when we talk about stats,
goal scorers, assists.
Okay, you want his assist. Suso, the Spaniard from AC Milan, leads 8 assists. Insigne second, 5.
Insigne.
Caldejon, the Spaniard, 5. Manuel Lazzari, he's got 5 from Spal. Quagliarella, seems like he's reborn. He's got 5 assists.
You like to see that, right?
And he's got and he's up there in goals now. He's got like 10 or 11 goals.
I like to see that from the older guys.
36 years old. And they're saying that he might, if he continues at this pace, maybe he'll get Mancini's attention. Baraghi.
No, come on. He's not going to be recalled.
That's
no way.
That's what Just As They Go was saying. They were saying that he might, but you know what? I'd rather go with Caputo with 5 years young.
Exactly.
5 years, younger.
Yeah. You don't want a 36-year-old on the team.
Baraghi, who scored the important goal against Poland, he's got 4 assists. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's got 4 assists. Also Mertens, 4. Domenico Berardi, who scored this week, 3 assists. Joel Campbell from Costa Rica, 3. Mimo Criscito of Genoa, 3. DePaul, the Argentinian, 3. Okay. Ilic, 3. And Kluivert, 3. Pretty much, these I would say the top,
You got goal scorers? Or?
Yeah, goal scorers.
Let's see what
I don't think anybody would have predicted this, but the Polish international, Piatek, he's got 12 goals leading the way. 26 of 52 shots on target. Almost half of the time he hits the net. He's been doing phenomenal, and he's played 1,324 minutes And
wow, they keep track of everything.
1.10 per goal, the average.
How many times was he subbed? Was he subbed out in it?
Well, I didn't look at that, but the other thing,
They'll have that.
his average is 1.10 per goal, 1.10, which is pretty good average. So, and then Ronaldo's right below him. Ronaldo's got 11. Ciro Immobile is right there also with 10.
So 1 page is per player, or you got 2 players? Oh,
Yeah, 2 players on the first page. Then you got Quagliarella, who's got 9. Icardi from Inter Milan.
Any notable names? Any big names stand out?
Well, Icardi, Ronaldo, Immobile. You know, on the Italian, on the in Serie A, not on the national team. And so you know, and Caputo, before the season started, I was high on him because of the fact that he's a player that did it in the lower divisions also. Did it in B, did it, you know, when he came up from the youth, he's always been a pure goal scorer. When he was with Bari last time, he didn't score that many goals in Serie A. He was more, he didn't have the experience, but now I think the experience is kicking in, and he's having his way. And, I mean, already, you know, practically almost at 10 goals, if it wasn't for those 2 missed penalties, you could say easily he's going to get to 20. I think it'd be nice to see him get there by March, but very good. Hopefully he continues. He's in great form.
If he has
like
20, Juve be looking to get him.
Yeah, I think that's what, John, that's what's needed for Caputo. He needs to get discovered. If he gets a big team like Juventus, Inter, Milan, maybe he'll be more in the spotlight, you know?
I say because Ronaldo got off to such a slow start, by the end of the year he's going to be the leading scorer in the league.
It's
because he didn't score the first 4 or 5 games, and little by little he's starting to get it. You know, first year in a very tough Italian league and defensive. I think by the end of the year he'll be ahead. And the last time I was on the show, we were talking about how to help the national team, you know, all these young players coming up that were in the Serie B. You know, we talked about how, you know, not to use all these old players that have passed their prime. Get all these guys that were in Serie B or even Serie C the last couple of years that are now moving up. These are the guys that you're going to see
you're right.
make a difference.
In fact, I had a conversation with Uncle Tony about Caprati, who scored for Sampdoria, youth player, assist, goals, young, and you know, this is what you need. You need to, you know, you need to go through a regeneration. You need to, you know, recreate things.
As much as you don't think Italy has to rebuild, they have to rebuild.
They have to, of course,
you know?
And I think I would just keep on the back line maybe Bonucci. Chiellini's got to go.
You need to keep some players that are gonna, you know, have leadership. You know, you can't just have a whole team of young 21, 22-year-old, 23-year-old players.
Chiellini was the star of the game, not this week against Rome, against Inter Milan.
Well, we're
He was the man of the match.
Yeah, with Juve, it's a different story. But I think with the national team, you want to move away from that.
It's a matter of time.
You know, Bonucci's he's not old. He's a good fit now, I think.
And what do you think about the draw? Juventus is going to be going against. You got Roma going against
Porto. So we're talking Champions League.
Yeah, Champions League. Atletico Madrid versus Juventus.
I think it's tough.
And and you know, Atletico Madrid is trying to get to the final because they will be home. June 1st is
that's their home stadium.
Stadio Metropolitano. That's June 1st. But Roma's got Porto, Ajax, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Bayern Munich should be a good game. Lyon, Barca, Tottenham, Borussia Dortmund, Manchester United versus PSG, and Schalke versus Man City.
PSG. Let's talk about PSG for a minute, and you know why.
Italian players.
Right, you got 2, right?
Buffon. Verratti.
All right, Buffon. Now, I watched the game. I believe they played. I don't even remember who they played. All right. He made some great saves, you know. Penalty kick. Actually, it was against Napoli. Right? They played Napoli? PSG?
Napoli played Liverpool when they lost 1-0.
In the group stage, I think it was, right?
Yeah, they might have been in the beginning.
And PK, he almost had the PK also. He was fingertips away from stopping that.
Well, I mean, you know what? They might cross paths. Juventus might.
I know.
I hope so. I hope they do.
It might happen. It's very possible.
Obviously he plays a position where it's not. You have to be athletic, but it's more about positioning than anything. And obviously that's the one position that, you know, you could be 38, 39, 40 and still be one of the top people in your position.
I get it.
That's like the quarterback in football, you know. What's your take on AC Milan, Inter, Napoli, gone?
Yeah, I mean, they're not playing well, you know, in their season. So, I mean, you know, Roma
holding their own.
And Juve, I think that's, you know, 2 good teams to represent. Italy, I guess, and we'll
So
see.
Napoli-
But Roma's going to fade away, I
Yeah,
think.
But
you know?
Napoli, they said they got eliminated from the Champions League, but they got
Yeah,
put
they're in the
Europa League.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So let's get back to PSG for a second. And I know it's a business, but Juventus runs their team like a business. I get that. But why phase out Buffon when he still wanted to play? And the keeper to have now, I think
Chesney.
he's not impressive at all. Like the Poland goalkeeper.
Yeah, the Polish goalkeeper, and then they have Perrin.
Yeah,
Juventus is always.
I don't get that. I didn't get that move, John.
Yeah,
No.
I thought when he was finishing up his career with Juventus last year that he was either done or he was going to go to some
Right.
smaller level team.
Right.
I didn't expect him to go to PSG.
Or
and
maybe
be right
No,
back.
maybe be an
Right,
assistant.
he
or
should have finished
something
his
else.
career in
Yes, that's what I
He really
thought.
But you know what? I think it's for the love of the game. That's why he's continuing, possibly.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
Juventus, why did they get rid of him? What's the reason? Why? He's still playing at a high level.
You
He's
know
with
what?
a top team.
Yeah, you know what it could be? Contract, possibly.
All right, looks like we might have a caller on. Nothing yet. We'll continue. Again, you know, John, I hope they do meet PSG and Juve, and I really hope Buffon gets the better of them. I really hope they do.
I don't.
I really hope that, because I'm more of a fan of him
Yeah.
than the Juventus team. So I'm more, I just like him a lot more than Juve. So that's why I say I hope he gets the better. Just him. And
Ryan's saying there's a call, but
yeah, but we're having problems. With, I don't know if they hear us or not, but we're having. Hey, there he is, Vincenzo.
Hey, listen, we have to buy new phones here.
You know what? Yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe for Christmas. Christmas is
And that's a
coming.
nice
my cousin
Christmas
from
gift.
Long Island.
All right, so Vincenzo, we got John Leantonio on. He's a coach,
Hey,
Ciao.
and we got
Bene.
and Vito, and Vito's here also.
Hey, Vito.
Buonasera.
Chiamava, when you?
Body molto bene.
So guys,
Molto bene.
we'll get Vincenzo's side of things, and it's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
he could probably talk about Foggia, what's going on.
Hall of Fame of Vincenzo, St. Francis Hall of Fame, correct?
St. Francis Hall of Fame, 1974.
There you go.
I'm an old guy.
I played for St. Francis in
Don't tell nobody.
88 and 89
And John played for them in 88, 89.
for Carlo Tramatozzi.
Yeah.
Oh, Carlo
Yes.
Tomasozzi, he was the assistant when I played at College of Staten Island.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
Carlo.
That's beautiful, John. What was your major in St.
And
Francis?
Carlo,
Business.
Business.
Carlo also was involved with the Italian national team when there was a game
Yes.
in
He worked the World Cup.
yeah, when there was a game
94.
when there was a game here and when they won
94, Vito.
Yeah, but when they won the World Cup in 2006 and there was some friendlies in Giant Stadium, I was there.
Yes.
He was
Oh, that's
he was on the
other one.
bench. I
Yes.
saw him.
If the control room could just raise the volume on the phone line just a little bit, we'd be okay.
I haven't seen him
All right,
in a long time.
Vincenzo, give us your take. What's going on? Let's start with Brooklyn. What's going on in Brooklyn, Vincenzo?
John,
Brooklyn's bacon.
the soccer program, even though this year, because of health reason, still keeps going. And I hope that today's kids will be the future kids.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope they continue and don't pick up any bad habits.
Yeah, well, John, that was my teaching kids the love of the game.
Right.
And as you know, my team, the name of my team was Future Stars.
Yes.
So
So,
and
Vincenzo.
I know, when if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But my teaching is always school number one, and then sport.
Right.
First school and then sport. And if it's meant to be that you're going to become a star, you will be a star.
Exactly. Vincenzo, you still coaching?
No, like I said, this year, because I have my own, health issues, so I will decide to slow down, stop for a while, and maybe if I get better, But remember, age is creeping up on you.
Yeah. Well, it's just let's just.
January I'll be 70.
Did
Wow.
you, Vincenzo?
Hey, 70 club.
Did you hear about El Dirigente that passed away?
John, I can barely hear Vito.
Okay.
Vito, speak up loud.
Did you hear about
Brian, raise the volume
Okay.
of the phone.
Did you hear about, I think this week, you know, there was a dirigente of Lazio, he passed away. Did you hear about that?
Vito, I speak louder.
I don't know. There must be the control room.
It's okay. Just speak into it. There's nothing you
Did
can
you
do.
hear about, there was a passing this week, dirigente del Lazio formerly. He passed away, 74 or something, 73?
Oh, that's used to be the goalkeeper, Felice Pulici.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
He was the goalkeeper of Lazio and also Torino.
See?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I heard Lazio, that's what I knew.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he played on the team when Kinai when they won in '74.
Yeah, Lazio. The first was Lazio, and then later on, towards the end of his career, he went with Torino.
They said that's when soccer was more organized, more of a cleaner game than what it is now. That's what they mentioned on the
All right, Vincenzo. So give us your take on what's going on in Serie A.
Well, John, you know this weekend, if you notice, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0.
Yeah, I did notice that. Yes.
Napoli 1-0, Juventus 1-0, and Inter 1-0. The only like very unusual that the goals were scored 2 on the penalties, 1 on a direct kick.
Free kick, right? Yeah.
Very rare.
So what is that telling you?
1-0, 1-0, 1-0, penalty shots, and on a direct kick. Well, what counts? The ball goes inside the net.
Right. So is that the combination of the other teams catching up a little bit?
Well, because the Inter, Napoli, Juventus won, Roma. I don't know if you saw the game yesterday, Roma against Genoa, 3-2. It was an exciting game, Johnny.
That was very good.
Yeah.
I was telling them, I think Genoa got robbed a little bit. They scored a goal that should have counted, and it got disallowed.
Yeah, it disallowed, and also in a couple of the VAR system. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it don't help.
So what happened? They missed the call with the video?
The Genoa goal could have counted, and I don't know. I think because Roma was home, it looked like they favored.
Well, at the end, Johnny, like when the score was 3-2 in favor of Roma, the center forward of Pandev, who's my age, right? He's over 35. Inside the penalty box, you could see clearly the Roma defender is pulling down.
That's what he said, yes.
I mean, pulling down. I don't know why his underwear come off almost, right? They pull him down, and the referee goes, "Oh no, I saw everything, you know, and it was nothing."
Wow.
Yeah.
So they could have been like 3-3.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if
it would have been a really good game. It should have ended that way. It should have ended 3-3, but unfortunately the ref, you know, again.
Oh look, let's not get on the referees. You know, I'm a referee, but.
No, but you know what? The game was so exciting. If they would have got that call right, it would have been
the way he saw it. You know, that's just the way he saw it. You know. What are you gonna do? You gotta live with it.
Yeah.
You gotta just move on.
It's not easy.
No, John,
It's not easy.
Remember,
It's not easy as a coach and a player.
He's probably
I
concerned.
understand that.
He's in Roma, all the fans. He's probably worried about himself.
Let me ask you about the video replay. Is there someone that calls down to the official?
Yeah.
John, you have to speak louder. I barely hear you guys.
Upstairs, John, in the control room, they signaled down.
They signaled down to say that you should look at it.
Take a look at it.
Yeah.
All right. So Vincenzo, they didn't even look at that play that you're talking about. They didn't look at it.
That's what I was saying. The Pandev told the referee, check the VAR.
Right.
And the referee, you know, I think somehow, I guess I mentioned before, this VAR system, either you go 100%, or well, you know, we have to meet so many protocols. You know, it's a nonsense. Either you go all the way, you got the VAR, use it. If it's well, at this time we use it, don't use it. You know, it's like it's very misleading.
Well, I think there's room for improvement, definitely. I think they'll make some improvements, but you don't want to take the calls away from the referee. You don't want to have, I think the best thing we'd probably do is have the video guy say, hey, look, this is a call. You know, let's stop the game. it's a PK or whatever the case.
It's so obvious when the fans are watching, and it's strange how they don't get it.
Well, there's obviously only certain times that they stop it. Obviously, a penalty kick. Yep. If somebody's supposed to get a red card and they got the wrong guy, an offsides that creates a goal. Those are the main reasons. Yep. You also don't want to stop the flow of the game too much. Soccer's meant to be fast-paced. So obviously, if it's an important call in the game, yes, but. They don't want it to be like football where they stop it on every play and look and see.
It's bad enough they're telling the ARs to keep the flags down and let the play continue.
And then decide it afterwards.
Right.
You know what? Cesare Prandelli's got Genoa playing really well. Ever since he took over, a couple of games, they've been playing pretty good soccer.
Yeah, well, Tony's saying it's a rigged system the way it's being used now. I mean, there's room for an improvement.
Coaches should have challenges.
I don't think coaches should. No, we're not playing. No, we can't do that here. I don't think we could do that in soccer. John, what's your take on that?
The fourth official, obviously the coaches are yelling at the fourth official, and the fourth official's, communicating with the referee, but they're not he's not gonna change a call unless it's coming down from upstairs,
I mean, absolutely, Vincenzo. My opinion would be, the guy watching the video call down to the referee and say, take a look, and he has to take a look. He can't wave him off.
2 challenges per game.
Right? He can't wave him off.
Like I said before, you cannot say, at this time we take a look, and the other one I don't take a look.
No, you're right. No, you're right about that. I understand what you're saying. You want it across the board, right? But this is the referee saying, I'm not calling anything. Play on. He's making a decision to play on, doesn't even want to look at the video. Now, I'm saying maybe have the video guy say, referee, you got to look at this. Yeah. Make him look at it. Maybe he'll change his mind. Maybe he won't.
Well, that's why, Johnny, the captain of the boat is the guy who sits in front of the bar. The referee is like a lieutenant.
Right, no, but right now, Vincenzo, it's not. Right now, it's the middleman. It's the referee in the middle. He's in charge of everything.
Yeah.
They'll ask him to look at the video, and he'll make a decision after that. Right, but you're saying,
John, like I said, there's a room for improvement.
Yeah.
They should really work together. It's not like I'm the number one, you're number two. No, everybody's the same. Yeah. If you're not gonna call for every single push, every single kick, it's only when, in case of the penalty or in case somebody throwing punches, or somebody going chest to chest with the goalkeeper. I don't want to mention no name.
Mm-hmm. No, don't mention any names. So, Vincenzo, look, I mean, you don't want to take the referee's power away, right? Because he's not going to want that either. I mean, he's going to want to have full control of the game. He doesn't want to listen to a guy from the video and all that stuff. But I think the only adjustment that they probably could make is have the video person say to the referee in his ear and say, hey, look, take a look, go back.
And it's another referee that's up there. It's not like just some random guy. It's another referee that's looking at it.
Is it the fifth?
Yeah, call him the fifth.
Right, Vincenzo, the guy watching the video is a referee. Yeah. So he's not
they're former referees.
No, not former. Let's make them just referees. They rotate. One guy.
No, John. Maybe the reason why they're there, right?
Referees still would have the last call.
They don't have the legs to go around, in the field.
Okay.
There might be over 40
referees.
Understand?
So, Vincenzo, at this past World Cup, in the video booth there, right, there was referees, regular, active referees watching the video.
Not everybody, John. Also, you have somebody.
My opinion, I would keep it.
Experienced referee. That's what they are.
But Vincenzo,
there needs to be better communication.
I think I would leave it as active referees. Let them watch the game and let them call down to the referee and say, and let it be a rule. Again, let it be a rule saying, look, you have to take a look at this. That's it. Stop the game for a minute. And no more than a minute.
Johnny, I don't know. I think Vito was mentioned before. With the American football, if the coach wants to review the play, he throws out the flag or he does something.
So, yeah, but in American football, if you lose a timeout, what are you going to lose in soccer?
No, you don't lose. Forget it. The time is that's I mean, you can. It's just that you want to be accurate.
I don't want. Look,
eventually we'll go in that direction down the road.
I wouldn't give coaches challenges. I wouldn't do that in soccer.
No,
I don't think that's a good. I don't think that's a good thing. Leave the game up to the officials, the video guy and the guy in the middle. That's it.
There's more than enough people. They should get it right. They have people looking behind the net. They have cameras. They have.
I mean, look, it's kind of fairly new still.
There's a lot more camera angles than there used to be.
Right.
Obviously, more computerized, generated. Ways to figure out.
If it crossed the line.
Vincenzo, even American football, the NFL, they get wrong calls with the video. Even with that, hockey, it happens. It's going to happen.
Human error.
Right. It's going to happen.
Just remember,
now,
this is the second year, so
right. And if you haven't,
let's give another. After the third year, if they're going to keep making those mistakes, now you're scratching your head. I mean, what are we doing here?
Lose a sub.
You wanna?
We could talk about that too.
Be
so Vincenzo,
100%, but close to.
All right, now if you're talking about a referee that's just not making calls, obvious calls, that's a whole different. That's a whole different game. We're not going to talk about the envelope and stuff like that, but that's a referee that doesn't belong on the field.
Yeah, that's true. This guy trying to send him out to
you step on the field just like a player, and you respect the game. You play the game, you respect the game, you respect your opponent. A referee's got to go in and do the same thing. He's got to respect the game.
Correct.
Okay. Anyway, Johnny, I don't know if Vito and Anthony over there, if they heard about this. They're making recommendation for next year. The UEFA champion.
Yeah, that's what they said. That
they're requesting that all the European soccer league, Serie A, Premier, La Liga, Bundesliga, they're gonna play their games on Tuesday, Wednesday, and the champion UEFA championship game they're gonna play on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds
Vito,
good.
how you like that proposal?
I mean, they flip-flop.
I think eventually it's going to lead to that because the Champions League is creating its own league where, Serie A or the Bundesliga or whatever, it's their own leagues. But once Champions League is taken over, as far as that's still all of a sudden becoming the top league,
Right.
And that's becoming more important because there's more money being generated there than anywhere else. And obviously the teams are focusing on trying to get into Champions League more than anything else because that's where they know they're going to make the money to buy better players and whatever. And that's where the income's coming in from. So Champions League is becoming more important than their regular league is.
Shame, right?
Vincenzo, what do you think about
Johnny, I barely hear you. You have to put the microphone next to the speaker.
Vincenzo, what about Balotelli coming to Serie A? They said that Nice didn't renew his contract in January. Maybe he's coming back.
Balotelli right now, Vito, I'm telling you, it's Balotelli, the never-ending story.
Yep, exactly.
I mean,
Never-ending soap opera.
I mean, if it's worth it, the team, they still want to reinvest. They got the money.
It's a headache.
But otherwise,
he still could get the job done. I mean, this team's rumored. They said Sassuolo, Lazio, Bologna. This team's rumored to possibly be interested. So, Roma too. I heard Roma's another candidate.
Roma was the first team in the beginning of the season.
They were in the summer.
But,
What about Ibrahimovic? They're talking that he may come back to AC Milan.
With Milan,
No. He said he's staying in L.A.
That's what they're saying.
He's in L.A. According to what I read, he's in L.A.
We'll see.
He likes the cameras too much, that guy. Yeah, he loves being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Well, Beckham did it. Beckham did half AC Milan, half MLS.
Yeah, but he's an older guy.
Yeah, he did it when
he's on the downward. He's not gonna. What's he gonna do in Europe? But
he was struggling this last year in Europe. He comes here and he's scoring a lot of goals. But the thing is, it's a different level.
Exactly.
You know, so he's probably, you know, they're looking at him saying, oh, he scored 15 goals this year. Put him back there, and he's going to go there and not do anything.
They should know better than that. No, you can't judge him what he does here. And, maybe a young guy, a young kid, yes, not an old.
And what about Vincenzo? What do you think about Italy's group with Bosnia, Finland, Greece, Armenia, and Liechtenstein? On paper, it looks pretty good.
I'm very, very.
What about Italy's group? Italy's group. You like their group? You like their group for the Euros?
Well, you know, I would say if you can make this group, then Johnny, get your shoes ready. We go over there.
Let's go.
True. That's true. It's on paper looks pretty.
But don't forget, Vincenzo, we're rebuilding here. You know, the Italian team is not what they once were.
I mean, this group here. You're not going to play Spain, France. You're going to play Bosnia.
Right.
You cannot beat Bosnia.
Yeah. Well, you know, Bosnia was in the World Cup too. Not this World Cup. The second. I don't know. Not this World Cup. The other one. They were the previous one before this one.
Yeah. But I'm saying that Bosnia is supposed to be the tough team, but the other team, if you look at the location, I bet you. 8 out of 10, they don't know where the location of this country they got in that group.
Well, even Greece, you know, Greece has always had players that played in Serie A in the past, and they still do.
Let's just repeat here what Tony said about the refereeing. Let's go back to that for a second. Coaches, challenges, right? And if you get it wrong, you lose a sub. So that's Tony's. I mean, again. I don't like the coaches being involved in that stuff and challenges in soccer, so that's just my opinion on that.
We'll see. Maybe they could test it out as an experiment, you know.
All right, look, we got about 13 minutes to go. Let's use that time up.
All right, Johnny.
Oh, Vincenzo, stick around. If you can.
Johnny.
Yes.
Listen, I know you always ask me to a quick joke this way. It's nice, beautiful joke.
Vincenzo, hold on to the joke. You're not going to go anywhere yet. Hang out with us. We're going to talk about.
John, you give me the green light.
Yes, sir. We're going to talk about the women's national team and the World Cup coming up in June.
You know, USA, every World Cup, they're there all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
They qualify.
You know, and I did watch a couple of games, just quick. They look. John, they look pretty good. Wait a minute, the games, I know, not the game.
Well, the girls and the games.
Pretty good. I mean, I think, they're gonna be surprised. The USA, they're gonna be.
I think, they got to be favored.
Yeah,
guys, they have to be favored to win. But Vincenzo, there's other countries that are catching up a little by little, creeping up on us. So.
Yeah, that's why, Johnny. You know, the women, the soccer, women's soccer, is getting better every year.
I think every year.
Eventually, you're gonna have a really competitive team where people will spend their money to watch the women's soccer.
Yeah, and you know what? Next year we got the Italian women's team qualified. Did you know that?
I know the Italian team. They also have a good soccer team. I've seen some highlights.
Right. I've never seen them play. Well, they didn't make the last World Cup. So
they won the one before that, I believe.
The one before they did, yes.
And they didn't win a game, but they were somewhat competitive in 1 or 2 of the games.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, fellas, they're like light years ahead of the men's national team, the women's.
Yeah.
I mean, we spoke about the men's that Berhalter was named the coach before the show, but we'll see what's going to change. What's going to turn this team around, and they're going to have to find the right talent.
Well, we're not going to give the men's team any kind of love right now until they do something. We're going to talk about the women's team. John, you got the groups there, right?
Yeah. The U.S. has Sweden in their group, which obviously. Sweden's usually one of the favorite teams to win the World Cup. The other 2 teams, Chile and Thailand, they're middle of the pack. They're ranked 30th, so they should be able to get out of the group no problem. Winning those 2 games, worst case scenario, tying with Sweden, and they'll obviously their goal is to come in first in the group so they get a better draw in the second round. Yep. But I see no problem with them coming out with Sweden and the U.S. coming out of the first round. France is home, so France being home, they have a pretty good team, so they're going to be a little bit of an issue. Yeah. China and Japan are always very good.
Always hardworking teams, right?
Yeah.
Right, both of them. Germany. Right?
Yeah, Germany's very good. Brazil, I think, is getting not as good as they were a few years ago. Right. But they'll probably be competitive.
They'll be a pain in the, Brazil, they have Martha still.
Yeah, but you know what? If she's in her late 30s now, I think. So
she's a Brazilian, so you never know with them, They're playing soccer all year round. So Canada, what do you think about Canada? Australia is another tough one, I think.
Australia usually pretty good. Canada, during the qualifying, I saw a couple of games with them. They did pretty well, so they'll be competitive.
Right.
So you know what? It's nice that you have a lot of teams that are competitive. It's not that you want to see two teams that run through the whole thing and play each other in the final. Yeah. It's good if there's 8 to 10 teams that are, competitive and fighting for it at the end. So they'll make for good games, and obviously that's what they want. They want to have good games, and the ratings are good because this team just won 3 in a row, and now so.
Spain is also. I'm looking at the matches here. Spain's also another tough team. I was watching the U17s. I think they won the World Cup with the U17. So, they got a good program. I mean, getting through the group stages. Once we get through that, that's when it gets competitive. And if it's the U.S.'s World Cup to lose, it's all on them. It's how they approach the games, if they're ready for these games, if they're up for the games, stuff like that.
It's come a long way. In 1995, I believe it was, I'm flicking channels at about midnight, and I see the U.S. is playing. I don't remember who it was. Maybe China in the World Cup final. I didn't know there was a World Cup.
The coach was Tony at the time.
Tony, probably.
DeChico.
Yeah.
So they, it was on in the middle of the night, nobody really watching, and then all of a sudden the '99 World Cup came, and they were filling up stadiums. I actually went to Giant Stadium with 76,000 people, and they played Denmark. U.S. Yes. Yep. And they beat Denmark at Giant Stadium 3-0 every game. The final in Pasadena had about 100,000 people.
Brandy
Chastain. So that World Cup was pretty exciting, and they had big crowds. And ever since then, it's been building. Depends on what country they're playing the World Cup in. France will probably do well. Yep. The next time it's here, it'll do well because we have big stadiums. We're geared for World Cups.
Judy Foudy also. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do the women's team sell out stadiums, and we can't get like our club, like national teams come here, other nationals like Argentina or Ecuador will come out and sell out a giant stadium or the MetLife.
Because when the women play in the World Cup, you're getting families going to the games, and all the kids, the girls that are playing soccer in the country, which obviously we have a lot of kids playing soccer in the country, even compared to other countries. Right. Obviously, we're a big country, but there's so many kids playing soccer, more than baseball and football. So all those kids, when there's an event like that, they'll come out for it.
They'll go to the games.
Can I read the groups? Let me know for the U.S. Group A, John, you got England. All of a sudden has been playing better soccer lately. They're in the running for the First Nations.
This is the European.
Yeah, the qualifying. And England's in the running for the First Nations League champion. Them, Portugal, Switzerland, and Holland to be crowned the first champion in June. So England's got the Czech Republic. Lately has been on the decline. Bulgaria, Montenegro, Kosovo. B is Portugal leading the way. There's Ukraine, Serbia, Luxembourg, and Lithuania. And the C group, you got Holland and Germany. Ireland, the Northern Ireland, Estonia, and Belarus.
What do the Germans have left?
I know, it's been strange with them.
Are they rebuilding now?
Yeah, it looks like Holland.
What are they doing?
Holland might have the edge. Lately, they've been playing them very well. Group D is Switzerland, Denmark, Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, Georgia, and Gibraltar.
That's up in the air, that group. I think that's up in the air.
Switzerland, Denmark, Ireland, I would say.
In my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Group B, Croatia, Wales, Slovakia, Hungary. And then Azerbaijan, they're in that group too. Group F is the Spain group with Sweden, Norway, Romania, Faroe Islands, and Malta.
Oh, Spain's favorite for that group.
Group G is Poland, Austria, Israel, Slovenia, Macedonia, and Lithuania. And then Group H is France, the world champion. Yep. They got Iceland, Turkey, Albania, Moldova, and Andorra.
France and Iceland come out of that one.
Looks that way.
That's what I like.
And then in the Group I, you got Belgium, Russia, Scotland, Cyprus, Kazakhstan, and San Marino.
Belgium. Well, what's the format? Is it the same way? The top two go?
I think it might be the top two. Yeah,
changing that?
They've changed it. It's more of an expanding. There's going to be more teams qualifying this time.
No,
I think it's the
there's
first.
more teams.
Yeah,
in
there's
each
more
group,
teams.
so-
Seven
there's
teams in a group, so maybe
there's gonna be more
there's probably
teams.
wild cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's going to be more teams. They said in the tournament for the
Right.
first time. They expanded it.
Yeah.
Like the World Cup eventually will
Yeah,
expand.
the World Cup's
Yeah.
gonna have 48 teams.
Yeah,
You like
when
that?
they bring it back.
You
Yeah,
like that? I
I
mean,
don't
that's a
know.
good thing.
it's getting.
I remember when it was 16 teams. Now all of a sudden it's gonna be 48.
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
it's the love for the game. I guess the popularity. There's so many.
And back to the
Countries.
fact that it makes money.
Yeah, that's
You know.
true.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it's. Vincenzo.
I'm here, Johnny.
Okay, so give us your joke, Vincenzo. We got about 3 minutes.
Hey,
2 minutes.
Anyway, Johnny, because it's Christmas time,
Yes.
and you have a senior couple, I guess my age, I always put my age in there. They said, this is going to be our 50 wedding anniversary. 50, 5-0.
50.
Let's go in Washington to see the Museum of Natural History. Museum of Natural History. So they go to Washington, and they walk for a couple of hours. Finally, they reach the Museum of Natural History. So, of course, the old man, me, right, Johnny, is tired because he worked for a couple of hours. And the first chair that he sees, he sits down. He's resting, right? The museum director, upset, mad. He goes, hey, mister, that chair belongs to George Washington. So the old man says, calm down. When he comes, I'll get up.
All right, Vincenzo.
What about the joke? Did you hear about?
We need a drum roll for that. Brian, give us a drum roll.
Okay, guys.
Okay.
Hi,
Happy
Vincenzo.
holidays.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
To your crew, your TV show, and to everybody who's listening to your beautiful program, beautiful show, and keep up the name of soccer.
Thank you, Vincenzo. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you and the family. I'll
For
see you.
somebody and for everybody. Happy holidays.
All right,
You
let
too,
me
you
just take a minute, and we got to thank everyone that's been on the show for the
Yeah.
past year. All right.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank everyone and thank the crew. We got Brian behind the glass. Obviously, last show of 2018. Kenny, does amazing work, helps us out year in and year out. All the guys that have helped out. Guy, he's not here tonight, but he's a tremendous part of the show. He helps us out a lot. Thanks to the guests. Thanks for John coming on again. Without you guys, we don't have a show. And, we just sit here for an hour. We talk about soccer. That's basically it. Can't play it no more, so I might as well talk about it.
You want to hear about a follow-up joke with Vincenzo?
Yep.
Why did the blind man fall into the well?
Well, let's go.
He couldn't see that well.
There you go. We need a drum roll. Where's the drum roll? Come on, we need a drummer here. He's saying no drum. All right.
So we got the CTV holiday party coming up January 14th. It was
coming up.
announced today.
Yeah. Any last words, guys? John, anything? Where can they find you? Facebook?
Facebook, cell phone 347-204-0736.
Very good. Thank you guys for coming on the show. Vito, we'll
Florida.
have a good trip. You're going to
Yeah,
Florida?
tomorrow.
All right, good. Enjoy the weather over there, right? All right, guys. We'll see you in 2019.
momenti più felici ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Pari grande amore, Bari unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora, facci gridare ancora, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, mai. tanti viaggi con gli amici, tanti posti sconosciuti, tutti uniti innamorati di un sogno. Canto sempre con orgoglio, anche quando sono stanco, mai nessuno può distruggere il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari,